Manchester United's summer transfer narrative has taken a shop detour. After weeks of whispers and scouting reports pointing at Brighton's emerging midfield star, the club has decided to step back from a high-stakes pursuit of Carlos Baleba, with sources saying the valuation being discussed pushed the pursuit off the table. Almost at once, Sporting CP's combative captain Morten Hjulmand has leapt into view as a credible Plan B. A change that reveals as much about Old Trafford's ledger as it does about their playing plan. The Baleba story was always about potential and price. A 21-year-old who has lit up attention for his energy, ball recovery, and forward drive. But when Brighton signaled they were not open to an easy sale, and reports tied that stance to an asking bracket in the £100 million plus area, United recalibrated. The arithmetic of modern transfers can be brutal. Clubs now benchmark top midfield fees to the Caicedo era. And when the numbers climb near that scale, the alternatives become immediately attractive. Into that gap steps Morten Hjulmand, a captain with a different profile. More experienced, physically robust, and already tested in Portugal. And someone Ruben Amorim reportedly knows well from prior years in the league. The connection matters. Managers often chase players they trust, and that trust can short-circuit long, expensive negotiations. For United, the attraction is pragmatic. Hjulmand comes without the astronomical sticker that scuppered the Baleba approach and would more cleanly fit a club seeking immediate balance without breaking a transfer ledger. But even that logic runs into a second reality. United have already poured money into this window, with public tallies suggesting the summer spend has edged toward the £200 million mark when you roll up multiple signings. And that leaves Old Trafford with finite options. Spend heavily. Sell players to raise cash, or pivot to lower-cost targets. That financial squeeze explains why names like Adam Wharton have also been mentioned as possible targets. They represent scoutable, cheaper alternatives who could slot into a long-term rebuild if the club chooses prudence over headline price tags. The dynamic is classic transfer window theater. A club chases a dream, discovers the price is prohibitive, and either digs deeper or writes a new script. What's different this time is how public that recalibration has been. Insiders and national reporters have framed the Baleba stall as a deliberate step back, rather than a secret failure, which indicates United don't want to overpay simply to win a transfer race. Tactically, the shift from Baleba to Hjulmand, or to any of the other linked names, would have ripple effects. Baleba is younger and maybe better suited to a long-term project where raw physical traits are nurtured. Hjulmand brings leadership and a readiness to step into a midfield pivot now. For Ruben Amorim, who is still shaping his squad identity, the choice isn't only about money. It's about how fast he wants to change the spine of his team, and whether he values immediate, battle-tested solutions over developmental ones. Fans should note that the club's recruitment choices this month will influence not just personnel, but style. The difference between a midfield geared for counter-pressing and one built for gradual control is significant. What should supporters watch next? First, any signals that United will sell players to raise transfer funds. If names start moving on the outgoings list, that will reopen possibilities. Second, late bids from Old Trafford for Hjulmand or other realistic targets. These will show whether United prefer a cost-effective immediate fix. And third, Brighton's posture. If they soften and decide to test the market next summer, Baleba could return to the headlines. But for now, the story is a cautionary one about the price of potential in today's market. This pivot is not a failure or a triumph yet. It's a decision moment. United have chosen restraint over a headline capture for now. And in doing so, they've opened a dozen smaller, strategic paths that could be better for squad balance. Or that could leave fans asking why they didn't push for the flashier option. Either way, the next moves, sales, offers, and the final days of the window will tell us whether this chapter becomes a masterstroke of financial prudence or a missed opportunity to land a generational talent. Keep an eye on the next 72 hours, club statements, movement on the outgoing list, and any formal bid for Hjulmand. Those will be the real signals of whether the United rebuild is being run by caution, by calculation, or by circumstance.